Right,
Here we are.
Oh, I've opened PowerPoint.
No, there we go. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the Impact Arena for Alfreton Town's FA Trophy third round tie against Spennymoor Town. I'm Vaughan Creer alongside Matty Cottrell for the watch along today. Now, this fixture, amazingly, has already been played this season twice.
Three times.
Once in the league and in the FA Cup qualifications. And now we're playing them once again in the FA Trophy. So there's something dodgy going on there, and I think it was you that said once this draw was made that we'd somehow find a way to draw them in the Derbyshire Senior Cup.
At this point, yeah.
But here we are for a third match against Spennymoor at the Impact this season. The recent form for both sides, obviously Alfreton coming into this game regarding league results off the back of a 0-0 away at Scunthorpe, a positive result then on Tuesday night, progressing in the Derbyshire Senior Cup against Staveley Miners Welfare. Spennymoor, interestingly, unbeaten in their last 7, but only 2 wins coming in those 7 games, the other 5 ending in a draw. So they look tough to beat at the moment, but don't look to be finding that winning touch all that often. And we'll run you through the lineups shortly, just before the teams come out of the tunnel. But Matty, what are your thoughts on the game today?
Thoughts on, I'm sick of seeing Spennymoor. It's that time of the month again, isn't it? Here they all come up from the northeast. So it's one of them where we can never predict a game against Spennymoor. I mean, we've played it twice. We've won 1-0. We've lost 1-0. The only, if you're a superstitious man, is we played them in a knockout competition when we won. So true. Maybe we can have the edge in knockout competition. According to this season's statistic, but
the laptop's going to go flying.
Yeah, we aren't in the gantry because the conditions are so bad, and the gantry, I mean, we were talking about last time we were up there that half of it had come off.
It was falling to pieces.
So we've sat down here in the warm shelter.
Yeah, to safeguard the commentary equipment as well as ourselves.
Whether it's safe, we don't know.
No, well, obviously the FA Trophy today, Alfreton progressed against Needham Market in the previous round. Spennymoor beating South Shields in the second round. And Alfreton today will have their chance to make it to the 4th round for the first time in 3 years. It's been a while since the Reds have had a run in this competition. Obviously, Billy Heath, their manager, has won this competition before with North Ferriby all those years ago, whilst they were in the National League against Wrexham in the final. But yeah, I think, as you say, it's a tough one to predict. Both games this season ending in just the 1-0. But if you want to go based on the cup competition edge, Alfreton might just have it. And it's also worth noting that, interestingly, those two games, against Spennymoor ending in 1-0 in tight fixtures, but they can conflict with the stats of Alfreton's last 3 FA Trophy ties have had at least 5 goals in them, which is quite the stat. So you're either going to get a goal fest today or a very tightly contested 1-0, either or, no in between. And time will tell, as we are 5 minutes from kickoff. And you will now hear the PA system that we normally don't have to deal with on the commentary because we're all the way up in the gantry, far away from the speaker. But today, hopefully it doesn't burst over our microphones too much. So once that system's done, we'll run you through the teams before they come out of the tunnel, just so we can kind of beat the PA to it, and so we're not talking over each other and it doesn't sound all horrible. Obviously, Alfreton Town, the big omission in the lineup today. George Willis obviously serving his suspension, or with his injury problems as well, that Billy Heath mentioned after the Staveley game. He is still struggling with something, so we're seeing Jake Askew between the sticks again, who's enjoying a good run in the team of late, something that he's not been used to in his few years with the club. Been sort of reserved exclusively for the County Cup fixtures and pre-season matches, but obviously with the injury to George Willis and the red card against South Shields has meant that he's had a lot more time than expected in between the sticks so far this season, and he starts again today for the FA Trophy match after starting the previous one against Needham Market, which he wasn't supposed to, but came into the lineup very, very late on in the day. About 10-3, we received confirmation that he was replacing George Willis after he sustained an injury in the warm-up. I'm just kind of trying to do my best at continuing to speak over the PA system at the moment because we're having the teams run
Bill likes
through.
to waffle.
He likes to take his time, does Bill. But we'll see what happens. I think we're going to be having Spennymoor making a couple of changes from their last league fixture, notably Glenn Taylor, the 34-year-old club captain, coming back into the side. Obviously scored the goal against Alfreton that was disallowed in that 1-0 win for the Reds in the FA Cup fixture, but that was scary. The laptop might actually fall down here because we've got somebody rocking the wall in front of us.
Some nutter who needs filling in.
Shaking back and forth. But I believe Bill might be done. I can't see him with the microphone, so we will run you through the teams on our commentary. So for the Reds today, obviously, as we mentioned, number 13, Jake Askew in between the sticks. Full-backs of Josh Claxton and Nathan Newell. The centre-backs, Dwayne Wiley, the captain, alongside Max Hunt. Midfield three of Adam Lund, George Cantrill and Liam Waldock. Lewis Salmon and Billy Fuster provide the width in the attack, with Jake Day through the middle in that number 9 role. And then on the bench, number 7, Billy Whitehouse, number 12, Harry Perrett, number 20, David Moyo, number 14, Jed Abbey, and number 5, Adam Anson.
Yeah, and for Spennymoor this afternoon is number 1, Brad James in goal, 3, Rhys Staunton, 14, Ollie Dyson, 6, Ben Beals, 29, Matty Dolan, 24, Michael Ledger, 4, Callum Rose, 27, Finlay Shrimpton, 8, Isaac Fletcher, 10, Rob Ramshaw, and 9, and captain is Glenn Taylor. And on the bench is 13, Ryan Johnson, 16, Callum Luck, 28, Corey McKeon, 17, Aidan Rutledge, 11, Junior Mundal, 19, Nathan McGinley.
There we go. You may notice, you may have noticed if you've got your fingers out when you were counting as we read out the team name there. Spennymoor do have one extra sub in comparison to Alfreton. There was the possibility of a 7-man bench today as the National League clubs come into the competition. The bench goes from a 5-man bench to a 7-man bench, and we did see both Jamie Watson and Ahmed Salam warming up before the game, but those two not making the named squad, whether that's due to an error or they just weren't preferred. We are unaware, and Spennymoor with a spare slot on their bench as well, with a couple of youngsters making up the numbers. But the teams have taken to the pitch out of the tunnel. Dwayne Wiley and Glenn Taylor speaking to the referee for the coin toss. Are we going to see a change of ends? Yes, we are. Alfreton Town heading over to the other end of the ground in front of what is usually the away end, in front of that tin shed, and they will be shooting to an unfamiliar open home terrace in the first half as opposed to the second that they are used to. So it's a long journey over for both the goalkeepers.
Jake Askew's going to win though.
As they make the trek, he's got the head start on the Spennymoor keeper.
1-0.
He is going to make it to the box first.
Hold that, Brad James.
Go on, Jakey. But yeah, Billy Fuster back in the side today. Had a little bit of a spell out of the team, but he's preferred today to both Billy Whitehouse and Jed Abbey. Looks like he's going to be kicking things off on the left flank as he takes up the position on the halfway line right in front of us.
Oh.
And the ball unable to keep itself on the halfway line. Lewis Salmon standing over that kickoff, and the ball is just rolling away freely. It's a very wet, windy day. Will those conditions play a part in the outcome of the match? Only time will tell as the referee does his final checks, and we are underway here at the Impact. Lewis Salmon back to Max Hunt, and immediately Alfreton looks to go direct down the left-hand side, headed forward by Spennymoor. Nathan Newell looks to get it back into the attacking third, but it's hacked up in the air and away. Liam Waldock putting an end to that bouncing ball in the centre, out to Josh Claxton on the right-hand side. Looking to chip it down the line over towards Salmon, but Spennymoor head it back forward. It's now at Glenn Taylor's feet. Fletcher looking to clip one over the top towards Ramshaw, and Spennymoor do maintain possession. There's Dolan on the left-hand side now. Ball being held up by the wind, but he makes his way forward into the box, and his cross is deflected and rolls straight through to Jake Askew.
Yeah, when we think to talk about Spennymoor today, we've come to know what to expect from them. We've played them so many times in this kind of like first half of the season that we know who their danger men are. We know Glenn Taylor. I mean, the whole league knows about Glenn Taylor, but you think about the other players like Matty Dolan, who's got a wicked delivery on his left foot. We know about these players that we need to watch out for today.
Well, Jake Askew's long pass found its way towards Jake Day, but it was flicked on straight through to the Spennymoor keeper, Brad James. He looks to get play underway as they now have the ball on the left, bringing it back towards their 3 defenders, as we saw a few times in the 2 previous fixtures this season. Looks like Matty Dolan dropping into that back line again, although it looks like he might be actually starting in that back line as opposed to sort of playing in midfield and dropping in to receive it. We're seeing him stay back alongside, I want to say, if he turns around, but it looks like Ben Beals is over on the left-hand side, which is the difference. As they go long, cleared away by the Alfreton back line, but still at the feet of Spennymoor. Baldock trying to step up to make an interception. Back with Dolan, though, just behind the halfway line. Beals goes inside. Comes out to Dyson now on the right-hand side of the defence. Into the Alfreton half, looking to cut in. Ledger gets it back from his teammate, goes back to Dolan.
Seems to be a bit of a makeshift back line for Spennymoor.
Yeah, it looks to be that way. I wouldn't have said Dolan has played as a centre-half previously, but his preferred position being in that midfield. Maybe it is just a case of filling a gap today, but Spennymoor looks to come forward down the left-hand side as Fletcher looks to put a ball into the area, but that one sails over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Looked like it might have stayed in, but the referees made the call in agreement with his linesman that crossed the line before it made its way back onto the pitch, and that is going to be maybe not a common theme today, but something that we're going to see a bit more with those balls going into the air, looping. The wind is going to pick them up big time, and no doubt that is why Spennymoor wanted to swap ends before kick-off, just to have their end of the wind. As Jake Askew's goal kick doesn't reach halfway. Foot race between Dwayne Wiley and Glenn Taylor. It's won by Wiley, and he brings the ball out to the left. Clears it up forward towards Adam Lund. Doesn't go as far as he might have liked to, but tries to find the feet of Nathan Newell. It's a bit scrappy at the back at the moment, but the ball now back with Spennymoor as Ross looks to lay it out to the left, but Claxton steps up to make the interception. And he looks to clip one down the line beyond the halfway line into the feet of Lewis Salmon, but unable to control it. The wide man out for a Spennymoor throw. We're going to be seeing both sides just feeling each other out for the opening stages. As we know, as Matty mentioned, the previous 2 matches between the 2 sides have been extremely closely contested, and both only ended in 1-0 wins for each side respectively. Alfreton getting that one in the FA Cup to see them progress, Spennymoor winning the league fixture.
Yeah, and I think when you think of them games as well, oh my God, it nearly went
in the gantry.
I would have been fuming. When you think of the goals in those games as well, I mean, it was a Liam Waldock wonder strike in the FA Cup that gave us the edge, and a freak kind of ricochet up
own
50 foot in the air, landed in a group of players and ended up in the back. The goals weren't well worked, kind of goals. They were like moments, and a game can be won or lost on moments. But I think that shows the kind of war of attrition we've had with Spennymoor so far this season.
Well, Alfreton looked to go down the line from the throw-in, but Jake Day judged to have committed the foul on his man. I think it was Beals over on that far side that went down. One inside the free kick, deep inside their own half. I'm going to ask, can you click me up a notch on the thing, please? Thank you very much. Because it all went very quiet all of a sudden. But we're now loud and clear.
Let him set up his own headset today.
Didn't go well, obviously. No, tried to find that the one spot on the entire knob that gives me the kind of happy medium.
What'd you call me?
I mean, that's the first real instance of the wind as Spennymoor looked to clear it forward, and it's picked up by the wind massively and essentially done a 180 in the air, curved back the other way. Spennymoor do look to come forward now through Ramshaw, who carries the ball over the halfway line, shifts it out wide to Ollie Dyson, looks to get an early cross into the box, and it evades everybody. Josh Claxton just seeing it beyond Fletcher. The wide man will keep it in though. Fletcher looking to clip it back over the top, but nobody there. Max Hunt picks up the pieces. Tries to clear that one into the back of Ramshaw and straight out for a goal kick. But Spennymoor looked to come forward on the counter there, and they came forward pretty swiftly. But Ollie Dyson's cross, again, I think it's going to be something that we say a lot this afternoon, but the wind has played a part in that, and it's essentially made it so the cross that's gone into the box has made its way out of the box before it's even found a body and rolled straight through to the other side of the pitch.
This is going to hang right up in the air, this kick.
Yeah, Jake Askew lines up the goal kick, has to readjust it because the ball's blown away from where he originally placed it down. Yeah, we're nice and covered from the wind today.
I think he's got the wind behind him, actually.
Yeah, I think Spennymoor might have gone for the wind in the second half.
Yeah, that's what you want to do, really. You want to, you know, when the conditions are harder against you, that's you want to play against them in the first half, and you're fresh, you've got energy. Second half, when you're tired and you know you're feeling a bit heavy on the legs, that's when you can, you know, use that as an aid to help you get over the line. So I think, yeah, they'll have definitely won the toss.
Yeah. Well, that goal kick from Jake Askew found its way over to the right flank, and Billy Fewster back into the side, won a free kick up against Reece Staunton, just knocked the ball beyond him and then went down under the challenge. So setting up an Alfreton free kick in advanced territory. Nathan Newell standing over it, left-footed, the one-man wall for Spennymoor. Only Isaac Fletcher forward, every other black and white stripe back into their own box. Nathan Newell, left-footed delivery, hung up towards the back post. Lewis Salmon doing his best to get there. And both sides claim for the ball for a corner or a goal kick, and the referee sides with the away side, agrees with them that that went off the head of Lewis Salmon and out for a goal kick. Not a bad delivery from Nathan Newell on that far side, but I think he would have wanted that to land at Wiley's head as opposed to Salmon, who were both making their runs around to the back stick. Brad James absolutely not prepared to play out from the back in these conditions, and you can't blame him. He sends his back line forward as he takes the right-footed goal kick, and the wind gets underneath it, although that one straight out of the ground. I don't imagine that was entirely the wind's fault, but it will set up the first of potentially many Adam Lund throws.
Noticed, but is Graham Lee on a touchline, man, because he's not in the Spennymoor dugout?
No, we didn't notice, but I did see him with an AirPod in before the game, walking along the side. So whether or not he had the tunes on or he was just preparing to not be in the dugout today. Well, Jake Day committing another foul in the area. Did manage to get a shot off in the end, and it was tipped wide by Brad James, but that was a textbook foul, and the referee blew up straight away. Day played on, but I don't think anybody else did. But no, that's a good spot from you. I mean, it is directly in front of our laptop, so
yeah,
we are having to sort of peer around to see. But yeah,
where is Graham?
Graham Lee. Trying to see if anyone else on there in their dugout has got the got an AirPod of their own in to communicate with him. Brad James's goal kick goes long towards Taylor, flicked on well, and Fletcher will give chase, but Wiley picks it up. Left-footed clearance down the line, headed back forward by Ledger. Wiley wins it himself. The ball now at the back with Claxton. It's being chased by Ramshaw, has to hook it around the corner towards Fewster, who does keep it in play. He's forced back once more to Josh Claxton, whose clearance down the line finds its way out of play before it comes back onto the pitch, straight out for a Spennymoor throw.
Question is now, where did the ball go out? Because it was so high in the air.
I mean, we're going to have no chance of telling, but the referee reckons it was about halfway, slightly beyond that. Spennymoor take it down the line towards Glenn Taylor. And immediately Josh Claxton goes down holding his head after contesting Taylor for that ball. The referee stops the game, but Clucky now back to his feet. I think it's going to be an Alfreton free kick. Or is it going to be a drop ball? Yeah, referee happy to give the free kick. Jake Askew prepares to take. As Alfreton make their way forward, Dwayne Wiley heading up to join the front line to hopefully knock this one down. Only Hunt, Claxton and Nathan Newell staying back. Jake Askew's delivery, left-footed forwards. Gets to a Spennymoor head, but it is in the area. And Lewis Salmon doing his best to get the ball back for the Reds. Dwayne Wiley ends up heading it in the direction of the area. Jake Day trying to bring it down. Salmon now tries to get a shot away on his right foot, but the ball always creeping away from him. And he slid to get the effort away, but it was immediately blocked. And eventually the play recycled out to the right-hand side, but Claxton's pass doesn't find Fewster, straight out for a Spennymoor throw.
Once again, it's going to be hard for Spennymoor to get out from this position deep in their half with the wind. You know, the ball's going to be thrown. It's hard to get it to cut through that strong wind when you're throwing it out with your hands. So it's going to be difficult for them to play out here unless they try and play short, but you wouldn't really want to do that in the corner.
No. And it doesn't look to me like they've got an Adam Lund equivalent that can just launch it down the line. Spennymoor look to take the short route and play out from the back, and they've sort of been bailed out a little bit. I mean, it was clever work by Rhys Staunton to win the free kick, because I think he knew he didn't really have anywhere else to go if he was to try and keep that ball on the floor. Just hooked it round the corner, went down under the challenge and won his side a free kick. So a chance for Spennymoor to escape their defensive third and escape the wind.
Just a daft one quickly. I don't know if you've noticed. Obviously, we can't be in the gantry today, but our best mate, who's always chopping it up with us in the gantry from Spennymoor, is down there with his camera in the stand.
Yeah, the third time that we've seen him in about 2 months down here.
I said to him when we got here, I said it's about that time of the month, isn't it?
Well, Spennymoor look to come forward themselves down the right-hand side. The ball at the feet of Ramshaw. Look to be cut back towards the midfielder, Finley Shrimpton, but intercepted. Max Hunt eventually gets it all the way clear up towards Day. Does his best to flick it on, but it runs through straight away to James in the Spennymoor goal.
Spennymoor team analysis is going to go crazy next week. That angle.
Yeah, not a desirable angle, but that's what he's got to work with, unfortunately, with the gantry off limits. Billy Fewster putting some pressure on Staunton on that left-hand side. Forced it back to Beals, whose clearance was blocked. And again, Alfreton will look to pen Spennymoor into this little corner in their own half, having to take the throw in against the wind. Not ideal for them, but if Alfreton can make the advantage count in the first half, then perhaps could have the game done by half-time. I think that's what his Billy Heath side are going to look to do now in this first half. I think they know that they're playing with the advantage in the first half, and they're going to have to try and look and make it count. But Dyson brings the ball forward for Spennymoor on the right-hand side. He's forced backwards into the feet of Ramshaw. Lays it back off for Ledger. Tries to go back up wide to Dyson on the right-hand side, and he's fouled by Nathan Newell, much to the disagreement of the supporters near us. But Nathan Newell adjudged to have pushed Ollie Dyson, and he wins his side a free kick inside the Alfreton half. And again, going to be a tricky one to deliver against the wind, but we are seeing Matty Dolan, who was their set-piece specialist last time out, stand over this one. That's no surprise.
Yeah, he really wraps his foot around the ball and gets, you know, a kind of, this will cut through the wind, the kind of way his technique when he kicks the ball.
Well, Dolan lines it up left-footed. The referee's whistle is blown. He hesitates for a moment, raises an arm, and left-footed cuts it through the wind in towards the back post. Max Hunt heads it away. Might drop to Fewster. It will. He looks to further it up the line towards Jake Day, but Ben Beals gets there first. Looks to get Spennymoor back on the attack. But the pass in field from Staunton only finds Adam Lund. Recycles it back to Max Hunt, whose clearance goes all the way through to Brad James.
It's going to be hard for Jake to judge any of these. You know, every ball in the air is just going to get picked up by the wind.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tricky one as well, because we like to, you know, we've seen a few times when we're not pinning these balls into Jake Day's chest, the occasion where it goes over the top and one of the wingers can run onto it, it's going to be nigh on impossible to sort of accurately clip the ball into that half space between the back line and the goalkeeper, because the wind's just going to pick it up and it's going to run straight through to Brad James 9 times out of 10. But Max Hunt looks to do exactly that as he clips the ball forward, flicked on by Day, cleared away by Beals into his own man. Lewis Salmon trying to make something of it, but eventually Ledger clears down the line up towards Taylor, who flicks on only as far as Claxton, though. Nods it back for his goalkeeper. Jake Askew enjoyed that one, gave him a little quick round of applause for that defending. And the ball now back in Askew's hands. He rolls it out for himself, opts to not go for the drop kick. Just try and get a bit more drive through the ball as he takes it. It does bounce. Jake Day tries to make something of it. Sliding, and Liam Waldock dispossessed well by Ledger with a sliding tackle. Dwayne Wiley, little drop of the shoulder to see off Glenn Taylor. Lays it off to his centre-back partner, Max Hunt. Eyes up the diagonal pass, right-footed, over towards Day. It gets beyond him, though. Under that wind, straight out for a goal kick.
Cheers, Billy. Billy reckons we've been better.
Well, there we go. There's the assessment from the man in the Alfreton dugout.
Can be interpreted how you want.
Absolutely.
Have we been better than Spennymoor, or have we played better? Just in general at points in time. I think it's the first one.
Probably more likely to be the former. I mean, it's been as we said, as the game started, much a case of both the teams feeling each other out, just trying to get a hold of these conditions and work out what will work best for them. Obviously, Spennymoor playing against the wind for this first 45, keeping the ball on the floor more than the Reds are doing so. Staunton goes back to Beals with the back line, shifting over. He looks to clip one in towards Taylor, who's flick on. He does really well to find the feet of Fletcher, looks to get beyond Dwayne Wiley, and he does, and his shot comes in into the side netting. A good opportunity for Spennymoor to take the lead, and it was that man, the top scorer for them, Isaac Fletcher, latching onto that headed pass from Glenn Taylor, took it beyond Dwayne Wiley, but thankfully for Jake Askew, that one cannoned into the side netting rather than into the back of his net, and Alfreton breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, well, it's almost identical to where he put his chance last time out against us, but in the other end where he kind of went round onto his left foot, same again, and fired into the side netting.
But the first real opportunity of the game does go the way of the visitors. Spennymoor looked the more threatening in the first 15 minutes. And Jake Day flicks on that goal kick from Askew, headed back forward by the Spennymoor defence, and he tries to lay it off for Newell, but it's short. And they go down the line. That one gets past Wiley. Glenn Taylor now bearing down on goal as he edges towards the area. Tries to keep it alive with a challenge on Claxton, but he does well to put his body in the way. And now Jake Day flicks on for Lewis Salmon up at the other end. Matty Dolan recovering to knock it back to his goalkeeper, and that one's cleared over towards Ollie Dyson. Bit of basketball-esque action there. That was straight from one end to the other, coast to coast in the space of about 5 seconds. Spennymoor look to go direct, and the momentum now will settle as Nathan Newell lays it back to his keeper under little pressure. Jake Askew goes long towards Day. He looks to try and head it out to the right-hand side this time towards Fewster, but too much on it for the wide man. Straight out for a Spennymoor throw once more in that little quadrant that Alfreton have looked to pen them in from these throws, but they've done well enough to escape the press a couple of times already.
Yeah, well, they are getting stuck in there, but there's just been 1 or 2 times where we give away like a cheap free kick in their half, and then it's just easy for them to get out then. We've made it too easy 3 or 4 times, but we win our own free kick there.
Yeah, there we go. That was well segued to Alfreton winning their own free kick from that Spennymoor situation. A very similar one to what we saw previously. Nathan Newell standing over it, preparing for the left-footed delivery. Fletcher again, the one-man wall.
I found Graham. He's down there.
Ball continues to just roll away from him as he tries to set up the free kick.
Oh, yeah. There he's behind Adam.
Yeah, so that's a good spot from you, Graham Lee. Still barking instructions at his team from in the stands as Nathan Newell does his best to set up this free kick, but the ball just keeps rolling away from him. He will finally get it in there. Left-footed delivery, much more driven this time, and cleared away as it enters the box by the Spennymoor back line. Cantrell goes back to Claxton. He knocks it back one more time for Jake Askew. His clearance up towards Wiley. It bounces, bobbles its way through. That time gets straight through to the man in green, Brad James. Seen a lot of the ball so far in this first half. Unsure of where to go, and he elects to kick it out of his hands. Good connection on that as the wind dies down for a moment. It was aimed at Taylor, but eventually Claxton got there, got the clearance away. Straight out for a Spennymoor throw in that little corner once again. Slightly more further forward, though, you'd argue that could be
that lady's umbrella.
Midfield third. Oh, dear.
Some woman is having a fight with her umbrella.
Yeah, she's receiving assistance, though, it looks like.
Yeah, don't worry, the bloke's come and dealt with it. Oh, yeah.
Well, Spennymoor take the throw into the chest of Taylor, and then, wow, Rhys Staunton looks to hook that one down the line, and that might have actually gone backwards under the wind, out of the ground. We're seeing a ball recycled. This is a bad day for Pam. She is not going to enjoy collecting these balls.
Yeah,
there are, I mean, we've already seen.
Out. She's got another ball out of her.
She's got another one,
though.
but she's just lost another. Just seen one sail over the far side. Not for the first time this afternoon.
She's going to be chain smoking in a minute.
Adam Lund lines up the throw. Straight into the area. Right at the corner of the box. Dwayne Wiley does well to flick it on, but Dolan gets the clearance away. He had time to bring it down and hack it clear. Claxton lays it back to Askew this time. Driven clearance. Gets a lot underneath it. Cleared away by Beals at the back for Spennymoor. Fewster knocks this one back for Claxton around the halfway line. He looks to clip it into the midfield. Cantrell tries to knock it round his man. I think that was a slightly unintentional pass, but it was intercepted. As Dyson checks back on Salmon. Lays it back to Ledger. All the way back to his keeper, James. Brad James looks to go down the line. The wind gets underneath it. Barely makes it 25 yards. Ledger clears again. Adam Lund heading it back forward. We're getting a bit of midfield ping-pong now. That might come to a close.
Looks like we're watching a tennis game.
Yeah, it's rolled straight through to Max Hunt. And he goes for the diagonal clip, right-footed over towards Day. Might drop for Salmon at the back post, and he can't quite get a shot away. Few cries for a penalty behind the goal from the Alfreton faithful, but the referee and the linesman uninterested. Good work from Nathan Yule to get beyond Ramshaw, but Dyson with the eventual interception. Lewis Salmon and Yule trying to do their best to make something of it, and the Reds do keep possession. It's back with Lundy now. Newell again. Left-footed delivery in towards the area. Headed away by Beals. Ramshaw knocks it around the corner well into the feet of Fletcher. Great touch. And he tries to play it through the gap of Wiley and Hunt. And it is through to Glenn Taylor, bearing down on goal. Into the box. Left-footed shot. Fantastic block from Max Hunt on the recovery. Slides in to deny Glenn Taylor. And Jake Askew managing just to grasp it to his chest and keep it in play to prevent the corner. That is excellent defending from the big man at the back.
Yeah, it's an absolutely perfectly timed last-ditch tackle, but initially the ball in behind from Fletcher is unbelievable, just right in between the two centre-halves into a man running in behind in loads of space. You'd have put, I think every Spennymoor fan behind that goal would have been thinking all day long 1-0, Glenn Taylor finishes this, but what a fantastic bit of defensive work from Max Hunt.
Yeah, well, Glenn Taylor, as we mentioned, scored a disallowed goal in one of the two previous fixtures that have already been played here this season. That could have been one for real. And he might get one now, though, as he makes his way into the area. Spennymoor break down the left. Staunton's delivery. Max Hunt again having to slide in and divert the cross. That one does roll out for a Spennymoor corner, the first of the afternoon.
Early shout from another match, Max Hunt.
Yeah, if he continues playing the way he is, don't think there could be any arguments with that. The number 3 defended excellently so far. And Spennymoor go for a change of corner taker. Thought it might be their usual set-piece specialist, Matty Dolan, but it looks to be as if Dolan's taken up a position on the edge of the D instead. And I think it's Ramshaw that's gone over to take it. Over 200 appearances for Spennymoor. And right-footed delivery, in it comes towards the back post, headed down at the far post by Ledger, but Liam Waldock putting in a challenge to send it out. Back with Spennymoor, though, as they look to come forward again. Dwayne Wiley comes out of his box to look to make a challenge, but it rolls through to Nathan Yule. Gets a big clearance in, straight into the Spennymoor half. Back with Staunton now. Goes back to his goalkeeper. It was Finlay Shrimpton that tried to recycle the ball on the edge, but his pass only found Newell. Adam Lund heading this one back forward towards Salmon. Drops to the feet of George Cantrell. Waldock now. Not really had a chance to get on the ball so far, the number 10. Spennymoor back with possession though. Shrimpton laying it back for Dyson. His clearance only goes to Max Hunt though. And Jake Askew, first time clearance. Up towards Lewis Salmon again. Jake Day doing his best to win the second ball. Alfreton Town get the third and the fourth. Jake Day brings it down on his chest. Hooks it round the corner for Lewis Salmon. And that one's going to run out for a goal kick. Good battling from Liam Waldock and Jake Day, but unfortunately for Alfreton, nothing comes of it. Straight out for a goal kick. Spennymoor can reset.
Well, it was definitely Alfred who started on top when Billy did shout, "We've been better," but I think these last 5-10 minutes, it's definitely been Spennymoor's game.
Absolutely, yeah. They've had the two big opportunities through Fletcher and Taylor. Thankfully for Alfreton, neither of those have found the net. Fletcher's went wide. Taylor put the block, saw his blocked from Max Hunt. And if you are just joining us, 25 minutes into this one, the score does still remain 0-0. Alfreton have themselves a throw just beyond the halfway line, which Adam Lund prepares to take. And now he does, launched towards the corner of the box, cleared away by Taylor acrobatically at the front post. Nathan Newell looks to bring it down about 35 yards from goal, lays it back to Claxton. Now back with Askew inside his own half. Cleared forward, up towards Day. Brings it down on his chest, looks to get the shot away. That would have been something spectacular on the pirouette. But the clearance does come in from Spennymoor straight out for another Alfreton throw.
He's strange, Jake Day. He even moves like a dump truck or a figure skater.
Well, this throw taken short towards Fuster. Back to London, crossed in. Spennymoor.
No, that's the keeper, ref.
Get the clearance in, and the referee immediately awards the free kick, and it looked from here that it was a Spennymoor man that impeded their goalkeeper, Brad James. The referee blew up instantly for the free kick. Jake Day argues his case that he played no part in that.
Yeah, that's poor refereeing, because it's never the goalkeeper's ball. He's come out and he's punched his own player in the back because he's nowhere near the ball, and that player's clattered into Jake Day, who's then gone into the man who's headed the ball away. He's got to watch the whole picture. It's their own team.
Well, nonetheless, the free kick given the way of Spennymoor. Brad James does his best to line up the free kick before the ball rolls elsewhere under these conditions. And his free kick this time just about stays in, possibly, but they're unable to be kept in play. I think we're seeing some instructions from Graham Lee towards the rest of his coaching staff, because I think he thought that was a goal kick. And he didn't want his players to be on the far side, but nonetheless out for a throw. Adam Lund delivers once more. Flicked on by Wiley into the area. Beals with the clearance. Cantrell looking to knock it back forward. Adam Lund now has the ball at his feet. Turns away from Fletcher well. Tries to knock it out wide to Fuster. He takes it down with his right foot. Lays it back to Claxton, who almost slips, but thankfully gets there in time. Into the feet of Waldock. Alfreton now shift over to the left around the halfway line. Nathan Newell goes back to Adam Lund. Into the feet of Waldock, dummied towards Salmon. Now Cantrell. This is nice from Alfreton, playing the ball on the floor for the first time, really, with a spell of possession in this game. Now Fuster on the right-hand side, up against Staunton. Tries to get his cross in, but it's blocked. And the fullback clears up towards Taylor, who gets there first ahead of Adam Lund.
Well, that was nice, wasn't it, for a couple of seconds, a bit of football.
It was a very nice passage of play on the floor. Spennymoor now do have it back. Beals looks to go direct up towards Taylor. Unable to spin off of Wiley, though. Straight through to Jake Askew. He carries it out himself over towards Nathan Newell, who's got space on the left-hand side. Now crossing halfway. Diagonal ball up towards the back post. Deep header from Billy Fuster, not far away at all. Billy Fuster arriving late into the area. You'd think that cross-field pass was aimed at Day, but Fuster almost came out of nowhere to launch a bullet header towards goal, and it's not far wide at all, just beyond the post.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a very good effort. Whether that was his intention or not, he nearly loops it up and over Brad James and into the far corner, just a little bit less height on it, and it would have nestled nicely.
Well, Brad James can breathe a sigh of relief as he takes this goal kick. Is intercepted by Waldock, but back at the feet of Dolan in the back line. Goes to Dyson. Clips the ball up towards Taylor, but straight through to Jake Askew, looking to, I think he was trying to overcompensate for the possibility of the wind getting underneath it. That one rolls straight through to the goalkeeper as he gives it to Nathan Newell. Looks to go long himself. That one straight through to the goalkeeper as well. Bit of deja vu. And Spennymoor Look to play out from the back. Now at the feet of Dyson. And he clips it down the line. Fletcher might get there. Max Hunt comes across. Forced to put that one out for a throw. But again, it's Max Hunt, the one at the back to divert the pass out. Spennymoor setting up this attacking throw. Dyson with the ball in his hands. Goes quickly to Ledger. Into the feet of Fletcher though, inside the area. Wriggles his way out of it. Tries to lay it off for a shot from Staunton. It was arriving on the edge, but Claxton, with a no-nonsense clearance, sends that all the way through up to Brad James, who elects not to pick it up, keeps it at his feet. Lays it off to Dolan. Into Shrimpton. He finds his way up to Glenn Taylor. Tries to lay it off. Lewis Salmon unable to win it off of the big man. Brad James now has it back. Marauds out of his area and tries to play it long. Adam Lund slips and Fletcher could be in here. He's up against Dwayne Wiley, arriving into the area, and his shot this time cannons off the post and out for a goal kick. Fletcher wants a penalty. The referee disagrees with that, but Adam Lund slipped as he tried to recover.
It was Max Hunt who actually slipped.
That loose ball, was it?
Lund was next to him. Yeah, Max Hunt went
Slipping
down
in the midfield.
Intercepted the pass with his head. And then Lundy was next to him. He came in for the second challenge. They got away. Fletcher charging down. Wiley, he throws in like a last-ditch effort. The ball leaves Fletcher's foot a good 2 seconds before he puts that challenge in, though. Cannons off the bar before he's absolutely walloped by Wiley in the aftermath.
Yeah, he's taken down pretty firmly, but straight out for a goal kick. And another chance, another big chance for Spennymoor in this first half. One of 3 that they've had already in the opening half an hour, but the score does remain 0-0. We are goalless at the impact. Jake Askew takes this goal kick long, up towards Day. Does meet a Spennymoor head in Dolan and hacked forward. Jake Askew having to come out of his box to beat Glenn Taylor to that one.
Does well, to be fair. It'll be off his line quick.
Plays it forward again. George Cantrell has a hold of Ross, and the referee awards the free kick to Spennymoor for that. Deep inside their own half, Dolan tries to lay it down for his goalkeeper, but that ball is just going to keep rolling away. Brad James comes forward now just to set it down for himself. We're seeing Spennymoor adopt an advanced sort of getting a few men forward from that deep free kick, but Claxton beating his man to it. Ramshaw still has it at his feet though. Adam Lund coming across to try and put a challenge in, but Ramshaw strays out wide, tries to get a cross in on his left foot. And Jake Askew prevents the corner. As Adam Lund did get a block in. But the goalkeeper off his line swiftly to claim that one. Prevent the corner from being awarded. Askew rolls it down for himself. Looks to drive it forward towards Jake Day. Ben Beals wins the header. And it does bounce out for an Alfreton throw, which Adam Lund will relish the opportunity to take. With the wind in his favour as well. For another 10 or so minutes. We're seeing only Claxton back in the Alfreton half, and he is used by Adam Lund. Shifts it across to Jake Askew. Touches it out onto his left foot. Eyeing up that diagonal cross. There it goes. Over towards Hunt. Chested down by Billy Fuster on the far side. And he looks to make something of it, breaking into the area.
Does well, wins a corner.
Callum Ross has to come across and deal with it. Puts it out for a corner. Fuster making something out of nothing on that far side. It will be a chance for Alfreton to deliver their first corner of the afternoon. Billy Fuster looks to be the man to take it. Will be right-footed.
Yeah, no one left forward from Spennymoor.
I was going to say, I think they know the danger. Billy Fuster, right-footed delivery towards the back post, and it's almost found its way all the way into the back of the net. Brad James was scrambling, and he thought he might not get there, but it does go out for eventually, I think, a goal kick.
He's given a free kick. He's given a free kick. Yeah, Lewis Salmon. Lewis Salmon on the goalkeeper.
But nonetheless, Billy Fuster delivery, right-footed, almost bent backwards into the back of the net. It would have been disallowed and ruled out for a foul from Lewis Salmon. But that's something for the Spennymoor backline to keep in mind and be wary of, because that is not something that they'll have planned to deal with. Brad James looks to go long from this goal kick. Dwayne Wiley heads it forward into the feet of Fuster. Evades a few challenges and turns into space, lays it off for Claxton. Good work from the number 22. And he gets it back from Claxton. Right-footed cross into the area, driven towards Salmon, who gets his shot in. Didn't look like he was going to make it there, but he threw himself at it. Salmon able to reach it, but not able to divert it goalwards. It does roll out for another Spennymoor goal kick.
Yeah, just couldn't guide it onto the target, could he? It's kind of come off his calf, if more than anything, and just gone kind of skewed off the target. Never really troubled the goalkeeper, but definitely a moment.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those moments that I think you refer to, one of those moments that if it goes slightly differently, that hits a different part of Lewis Salmon's foot, maybe even a different part of his leg. That might end up in the back of the net, and that could be just the moment that sees Alfreton through in this game in the third round of the FA Trophy. And there's a little bit of a scuffle.
Go on, Lundy.
On the far side as the ball was gone out for a throw. And the referee calls over a Spennymoor man. I think it was Glenn Taylor that he's trying to whistle over, but Billy Fuster collects up alongside Rhys Staunton with the referee. I think it was the two that initiated the scuffle between the two teams, but no cards dished out by the looks of it, just a stern word to the pair of them. And we will look to be back underway. Adam Lund takes this throw short to Josh Claxton. And he'll deliver on his right foot. Hung up towards the edge of the area as the wind gets underneath it. Adam Lund recycles it though. Nathan Newell knocks it back for his keeper. Jake Askew brings it forward himself around 45 yards from his goal. He's under no pressure from the Spennymoor front line.
Wiley's limping.
And it's sent forward towards Max Hunt, headed by Spennymoor and out for an Alfreton throw. But
Wiley's
you are
got
right.
a problem.
Dwayne Wiley stepping gingerly on his left foot, trying to keep his weight off of it, but he looks like he's going to do his best to continue. Adam Anson is on the bench should he need to be replaced. Anson captained the team midweek against Staveley Miners Welfare in the Derbyshire Senior Cup. As Alfreton throw into the area, finds its way all the way back with Liam Wooldock on the far side now. Dwayne Wiley looks to deliver it first time on his left foot low. Cleared away by Spennymoor. Back with Claxton on the halfway line. Hooks it out towards Fuster. Goes back to Claxton. I think he's going to go back to Askew here. He does. Dwayne Wiley still hobbling just a little bit on that left foot of his. Josh Claxton sends this diagonal pass over towards Hunt, who stayed forwards. And now at the feet of Wooldock, goes out wide to Newell into a crossing position. Thinks about getting it onto his left foot. And he tries to go inside to Liam Wooldock, but he doesn't get the pass off. And Spennymoor see advantage played as Ramshaw looks to break. They cross halfway. Now on the left-hand side, up against Josh Claxton, cuts in onto his right foot, gets the shot away. I think it might have been a pass. It's now at the feet of Fletcher. And recycled out by Shrimpton. He gets it back. Shifts it to Dolan. Now Beals on the left-hand side. Marauding forward. Goes into the feet of Callum Ross. Shrimpton again. Into Ramshaw. Tries to play the 1-2, but Shrimpton not on the same wavelength, and Alfreton can deal with that one in their own time. Adam Lund looking to send it forwards towards Jake Day, but Ledger with the clearance. Fletcher doing his best to knock it forward, but Max Hunt is there to steal possession back. Dwayne Wiley, his pass slightly wayward. I think he might have to come off. Jake Askew clears it down the line, looking for Salmon.
They might try and nurse Wiley into half-time.
Possibly, yeah. And Jake Day doing his best to battle with the back line, forces Brad James to miscue his clearance. Kept in well, though, by Ollie Dyson in that back defensive corner. And cleared away by the Spennymoor back line, just to buy them some time to get back out, get their line a bit higher. All is with Fuster though on the right-hand side, looking to turn his man. And he slips to the ground, and I think the referee's given the handball as he tried to catch it.
Yeah,
as he fell down.
Something we've seen Fuster do before as he goes down, where he picks up the ball to try and force the referee's hand into giving him a free kick, but the referee gives it against him on this occasion.
Spennymoor do work it back to their goalkeeper, Brad James, once more. And he goes direct. Looks for Staunton, who'd made the run forward on the left, but he can't get there. It's another pass from Brad James that's found its way out of the pitch parameters. And Claxton lines up the throw. Down the line it goes towards Billy Fuster, who turns his man brilliantly. Looks to get the cross in towards Jake Day, but it's cleared. He has the ball on the edge of the box now. Looks to crack a shot. Block comes in from Callum Ross out for an Alfreton corner. Good stuff from the Reds. Jake Day making something of that one after it looked like the cross might have come to nothing.
Yeah, well, just minutes left of this first half, with the biggest chances definitely falling to the visitors, although they've spent most of this first half camped out in their own half. Just the counter-attacks with Taylor and Fletcher, who caught us out 2 or 3 times. Obviously the slip from Hunt as well, which gave them a good chance. They've definitely had the better chances despite having to deal with an onslaught of pressure.
Well, despite those opportunities, the score does remain 0-0. Billy Fuster lines up this corner, right-footed delivery. This time going more towards the edge of the box. Cantrell trying to make something of it, but Ledger steps up to clear. Don't think that was the design delivery that they'd worked on in the training ground, but Claxton attempts to recycle it with a right-footed cross towards Max Hunt. Might drop for Adam Lund on the edge. He tries to deliver, but Shrimpton recovers to make the block. And his clearance out to Ramshaw. Turns George Cantrell. Fletcher comes across to make some space for Callum Ross, who makes the run forward from the midfield. Just gives it to Staunton to let him take over duties. And he's forced backwards to Ross. Alfreton looks to get back and regroup in their shape. Billy Fuster steps up though, does his best to keep it in play after winning the ball. But it does roll out for a throw. It's catching.
You are?
It's catching now.
Yeah.
We'll have a coughing fit at half time. And Spennymoor with a throw late on into this first half on that far side. I think they're gonna go short. They are. It's into the feet of Fletcher. Josh Claxton puts in the challenge. Out for another Spennymoor throw, just slightly further forward. This one taken quickly as Fletcher looked for Glenn Taylor, but Max Hunt wise to it and gets it clear. Out for another Spennymoor throw. The visitors, once the ball is volleyed back from a supporter, they will have the chance to take another throw just under the Tom McRoy stand. This one goes forward, chested down by Taylor again. Staunton looking to find the feet of Fletcher, which he does. Shrimpton now lays it off to Ledger. Further out wide to Ollie Dyson. He's up against Lewis Salmon now. Goes back to Shrimpton into the feet of Fletcher. Tries to knock it round the corner for Dyson, who keeps it in and gets the cross in. But Jake Askew makes the claim. Well, it turns out Dyson didn't keep it in. The linesman has flagged for the ball going out of play before we put the cross in. Yeah,
the board's about to go up as well for added time. 1 minute, I think we're going to get.
Yeah, it looks to be that way.
Unless it's 10.
No, I think we should be all right. Adam Lund's throw down the line towards Jake Day. Out it goes for an Alfreton throw around the halfway line. Adam Lund another opportunity to send it further forward. And you are correct, 1 minute of added time in this first half. Adam Lund's throw down the line towards Day, flicked on. Salmon unable to make anything of it though. Brad James elects to keep that one in.
Yeah, he's probably happy to go in at 0-0.
Yeah, he's wise to the clock.
I think though it's more favourable for Alfreton to get Dwayne Wiley either some treatment or
probably
off the pitch.
Well, Brad James, his drop kick blocked by Jake Day, and the referee doesn't stop the game. Billy Fuster picks it up on the right-hand side. He looks to get a cross in, and he does, but it's cleared away only as far as Liam Waldock, who gets the shot away from the edge.
Fantastic
What a
save.
Brad James equal to that shot. Liam Waldock picking it up on the edge of the area, inside the D. One touch to shift it onto his right foot, and he lashes an effort across the face of goal. Arrowing towards the side netting, but Brad James, cat-like reflexes to turn it around for a corner, which Alfreton will just about have time to take.
Yeah, well, he's been applauded as a hero by his teammates, but he put them in that position. He struck the ball. It wasn't blocked by Jake Day. He was walking away. He wasn't looking at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper has gone to kick out his hands. He's missed it straight off the back of Jake Day. Fust has latched onto it brilliantly, and he's basically bailed himself out.
Well, Billy Fuster lines up this corner. The right-footed delivery towards the near post, cleared away by the first man, Ramshaw. Jake Day doing his best to keep it alive, but that one's going to roll out for a goal kick, and that will be half-time in this one. The score is 0-0. It remains goalless. Alfreton Town right at the end probably having their best chance of the half, but Spennymoor, on the balance of things, have had the better opportunities. 3 chances as they made their way into the box, mostly on the counter. Isaac Fletcher with a couple of them, one of them coming off the post, and Glenn Taylor being denied by a fantastic recovery block from Max Hunt. But as we go in at half-time here at the Impact, the score remains 0-0, and we will catch you back for the second half of this FA Trophy third round tie.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you for the next 45 minutes of action.
There are no pictures. Well, we should reappear very soon. There we go. Hello. Right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And we are just about to get back underway for the second half of this FA Trophy third round tie between Alfreton Town and Spennymoor. We are goalless. It remains 0-0. If the game does stay this way or end in a draw, there is no extra time. We will go straight for penalties, and we will remain live for that to bring you the updates should it go all that way. But Spennymoor get us underway for this second half. Callum Ross laying it off all the way back to Dyson, who goes direct, headed back forward by Hunt. Staunton looks to hook it down the line, but out for a throw, and Alfreton will have the ball back immediately at the start of this second half. Alfreton playing against what was the wind in the first half, but it looks like it's died down a little bit. Not too much.
Those trees in the distance.
Well, I was going to say,
They're about to come out of the ground.
I'm judging it by the how much movement there is on the baggy shirts out there. But we have seen Dwayne Wiley stay on the pitch. As we mentioned, he was hobbling a little bit towards the end of that first half, so you'd imagine he'd receive some treatment at half-time. But the captain stays on the pitch, keeps the armband. Obviously, Adam Anson will be prepared. We saw him warming up towards the end of the first half as well, but I imagine if he needs to be introduced, he will be. I don't think it's worth risking Dwayne Wiley, but we shall see what Billy Heath elects to do. Max Hunt, Dwayne Wiley's centre-back partner, looking to hook that one down the line, but picked up by the wind and out for a throw for Spennymoor, just beyond the halfway line. The referee just ensuring that Rhys Staunton doesn't buy himself any yards. I'm surprised. That might be the first time ever in a game that an opposition player has been picked up for moving forward on a throw before Adam Lund. I was going to say, so's mine. Mine's still not anywhere. No. Oh no. It did flash up for a second then. Mine's now completely gone. Like, I had like very faint playback, but there you go, I'm back. I'm back.
You're back, and I'm back.
Okay, hopefully everything sounded clear on the stream. Oh, we are actually going to blow over.
We might disagree.
Yeah, fingers crossed everything stayed.
Did we mention it's windy?
But if it wasn't loud and clear, now it definitely should be. And if it's not, I don't know what's going on. But Adam Lund lines up a throw on the far side, under the Tom McRoy stand, goes into the area, looking for Max Hunt, but it's headed away at the front post by Spennymoor. Finds its way back out to Adam Lund, whose left-footed delivery looked like it might find its way to Dwayne Wiley at the back post, who sprints to keep it in play. Almost beats his man, but it's dispossessed by Ben Beals, who hooks it down the line. Picked up by Claxton, though, and he goes back to Jake Askew on his left foot. First time clearance from Jake Askew. No risks being taken at the back by the goalkeeper in these adverse conditions. Callum Ross looks to hook it down the line, but nobody there for him to receive it. Nathan Yule gladly striding over to pick that one up. Tries to take it forward beyond Glenn Taylor, but ends up losing out. Billy Heath not happy with him. Spennymoor have now got the ball in the far side, right in the corner. And you have to say Adam Lund's done excellently well to not only win the ball back, but knock it out for a goal kick and avoid having it played off of him for a corner. Kind of bailed Nathan Yule out a little bit there as the fullback drove forward into space, but then was dispossessed eventually. And Spennymoor got forward quickly. Oh, wow.
Oh no.
We're being hacked. We're being
That's
hacked.
not good. Don't have my back details on my laptop, so.
No, so we should be all right. I thought it was an interesting super chat from someone.
Your bank details are exposed.
No, Matt has just contracted some sort of Trojan virus mid-game. Brilliant. Well, Jake Askew's goal kick up towards Liam Waldock, who flicks it on for Jake Day. He tries to hook it down the line towards Lewis Salmon. Alfreton do still have possession, eventually finding its way to the feet of Lewis Salmon. Tries to knock it back for George Cantrell, but comes off of a Spennymoor man out for a Red's throw. Another early chance in this second half for Alfreton to get the ball into the box from one of Lundy's trademark cannon throws. Nathan Newell, the lone soul back. Everybody else up high for the Reds. Lundy goes short towards the front post. Lewis Salmon brings it down with his feet, knocks it back to him. Right-footed cross from Salmon towards the edge. Wiley tries to divert it back into the area. Ledger steps up to clear. Adam Lund knocks it back down to Waldock, though, who twists on the edge and gets a shot away on his left foot. And it's a great effort. It's not far wide at all. Liam Waldock, we saw, probably had the best opportunity for the Reds in the first half with that right-footed shot from a similar position. This time going on his left, shifting away from the man that was straight ahead of him. And that one looked to have got beyond Brad James, but thankfully for the man in green, that one sails wide of the post. But promising signs for Ofton in this second half. And Brad James takes this goal kick long towards Taylor. Does get a flick on it, but so does Hunt. Nathan Newell lets it run to knock it back for Askew. Tries to get underneath it, gets two underneath it, and the wind pushes that one out for a Spennymoor throw.
Off you go, Pam.
Yeah, another ball for poor old Pam to go and collect.
What a knock.
That is a great ball. It's been ignored, though. Reece Staunton has just clipped a little sidewinder from one side of the pitch to the other to his teammate, and he's just let it run into the stand.
He's gone, yeah, not getting that.
No.
Might have told him not to move.
Possibly.
Don't move.
In which case you can't move. You have to let it run. Spennymoor will get play back underway into the feet of Isaac Fletcher, but Nathan Newell immediately intercepts. Cleared it away forward. Spennymoor make the initial block, but Adam Lund looks to find Day. And it's a bad header from the back line. Jake Day looking to bear down on goal. He's forced
He's
out
killed
wide
him.
Onto the left-hand side. Bodies his man. His cross cleared away at the front post. Glenn Taylor tries to flick it around the corner, but the linesman's flag is raised on the number 9. Free kick taken quickly to Claxton. Gets beyond his man. Reece Staunton looks to find a right-footed delivery towards Jake Day in the middle. It looked like Lewis Salmon peeled in and got there ahead of him in the end, but the winger's header ends up rolling out for a goal kick. But once again, Alfreton looking to be the side asserting themselves against the wind in this second half. It's been a good start for the Reds.
Yeah, it was just clip farming there. Jake Day went into a shoulder barge with the centre half. I thought it'll be a great clip if we score.
Well, he did absolutely put him on the floor. As I think it was Ben Beals' header that rolled all the way through. Jake Day latched onto the loose ball and just put his defender on the floor.
Fairly, might we add. He didn't just deck him.
No, just went in with his shoulder, planted his foot, and the defender had no chance. Spennymoor looked to gain some territory in the Alfreton half, but that one only finding Nathan Newell, whose clearance goes up towards Jake Day, and Spennymoor have the ball back on the floor eventually with Ramshaw. Out wide to Dyson. Up against Newell, looks to clip it round the corner for Ramshaw. Wiley thought Askew was coming for it, and he hasn't. Ramshaw keeps it in play, Wiley recovers, and Jake Askew picks that one up, but that's a big scare at the back for Alfreton. The ball played through up towards Ramshaw. Dwayne Wiley sort of pointed at the ball in a half sprint, expecting Askew to come and claim it, but he was not off his line as quickly as Wiley thought he was. Ramshaw got there ahead of Jake Askew, took it round him, and was forced to just slide to keep it in play as it was about to roll out, and Dwayne Wiley managed to recover just to knock it back into the gloves of Jake Askew. And Alfreton now survive a scare at one end, look to come forward up the other. Billy Fewster has Claxton out wide, elects to use him, tries to knock it back to Fewster. His cross into the area, there's a late challenge in there, and Alfreton Town have the ball in the back of the net, but the referee had already blown his whistle.
Salmon's fuming.
Salmon understandably fuming as the ball came across the box from Fewster's cross. The referee blew up straight away.
I don't think the Spennymoor players have stopped playing.
No, Fewster was upended, and I mean he was fouled, but the referee if he had played advantage, Jake Day let it run at the front post, and Lewis Salmon just had a tap in.
The thing is, no one's really complaining that much. I think it's not. Spennymoor didn't stop playing. The game carried on, and I've lost my little thing. Hang on.
Oh, the muffler's gone. Well, Alfreton Town will potentially feel hard done by there, but they will have themselves a free kick to take just outside the box, and it is Josh Claxton standing over it as Billy Fewster surrenders his duties to the full-back. The one-man wall of Callum Ross is all there is. Spennymoor with every other black and white shirt back in the area just to defend this box. In fact, every outfielder on the pitch is currently in the Spennymoor box, back to defend and attack this one. The referee gets into the crowd of bodies, sending a few players away from the arguments inside the box. Jake Askew watches on from his own half as the lone man. I was going to say the referee's...
Adam Lund going?
Adam Lund's been...
Has he been sent off?
I don't think he's been sent off. Didn't look like there was a red card shown. Maybe he's just coming over to the right-hand side. Has he been sent off? He's gesticulating to Billy Heath that he's unhappy about something, and he thinks that he's justifying his innocence to the fourth official, that somebody slapped his arm first. And he's now having a long discussion with the fourth official, but George Cantrell is also discussing something with Billy Heath. Adam Lund looks like he has been sent off. We didn't see the red card in that crowd of bodies, but Adam Lund makes his way down the tunnel, and Alfreton Town, out of nowhere, have a goal disallowed and are down to 10 men. But the free kick is taken by Josh Claxton, whipped towards the back post, runs all the way out for a throw on the far side. But what a bizarre sequence. Adam Lund, I mean, the whole press area and both management teams quite unsure as to what Adam Lund has been dismissed for. But nonetheless, Alfreton's defensive midfielder, one of the key players that never really misses any minutes for the Reds, has been dismissed, and Alfreton are going to have to manage the rest of this FA Trophy third round tie with 10 men.
I mean, the Spennymoor management team look absolutely perplexed, and I think what it looks like they're saying it is that someone has had a hold of Adam Lund's shirt like this, and Adam Lund has gone like this, smacked the hand off, and just kind of knocked it, and the referee's gone, whoa, 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 none of that in my beautiful game. Time for you to go, son.
Well, Alfreton Town are going to have to face that adversity, as immediately they've won themselves another free kick on the opposite side of the box. Lewis Salmon brought down by Beals on the far side, and Claxton over to take it again. I'm not sure what this revolution is with Josh Claxton on set pieces, but
he's going to shoot it.
I was going to say, he's in red hot scoring form at the moment. Got a goal last time out in the FA Trophy against Needham Market. Will he get another here to get his 5th for the club in over 200 appearances? We're seeing Max Hunt, Dwayne Wiley, Jake Day and Billy Fewster line up at the back post. Josh Claxton to evade the one-man wall of Fletcher. It's hooked towards the back post. Far too much airtime on that one, and straight out for a goal kick for Spennymoor. It'll be interesting to see what shape Alfreton adopts now. I think we're probably going to see Fewster kind of drop into that midfield a little bit more. Obviously has played in midfield previously in his career, and then maybe, as we've seen when Alfreton have gone down to 10 men previously, just go for that big man, little man approach with Jake Day and Lewis Salmon. Salmon running off the shoulder, but time will only tell. Spennymoor's goal kick up towards Taylor, cleared forward by Hunt. Jake Day looks to bring it down inside the centre circle, out wide to Nathan Newell. Can't quite get it out of his feet. Ramshaw makes the block, out for an Alfreton throw. Don't think Billy Heath's looking to make any changes. We're not seeing anybody sent out to warm up at the moment. So, judging by that, the same 10 players that are on the pitch are going to be kept the same. I think we are still seeing Billy Fewster quite far forward, so maybe we're just going to kind of manage with this sort of 2 in midfield. Jake Day dropping in, maybe one of the wingers inverting. But I think it's going to be a tough choice to make, because Fewster and Salmon have both had joy out wide this afternoon. Fewster, the only one that I thought, you know, my inclination was that he might drop into that midfield just because of where he's played previously in his career. But at the moment, it looks to be like they're both staying forward.
George Cantrell shows what you've got, a long throw in.
Here we go. Cantrell going over to take this throw. Newell and Claxton provide the short options.
Oh, and then he gives it to Clacky.
Yeah.
Which
Josh
makes
Claxton,
sense.
Yeah. Has got a decent enough throw on him. We see him take the ones down the line on the right-hand side. And that one does go forward into the area. Again, I think a bit further than the players were expecting, as it's gone over every red shirt. Spennymoor eventually get that one clear, but straight out for another throw. And I think it wouldn't be completely unwise to say that Alfreton now are probably going to be happy with the scoreline, especially playing against the wind. Do they just play for the lottery of penalties, or do they try and ride the momentum that has probably been dismantled a little bit by that Adam Lund red card? As Cantrell does take that throw long into the area. Fuster trying to make something of it. Cleared away by Ledger.
I mean, I think it's fortunate it's a game where the midfield's been missed out a lot because of the conditions and, you know, teams just trying to loop the ball up. It's not ideal, obviously, to be down to 10 for any team, but especially when it's a player like Adam Lund, who's probably one of our most important players. But I think I'd roll the dice at the lottery of penalties. I'd leave an extra centre half back when we have a set piece.
Yeah, and I think that is probably the approach that Alfreton are going to take, as Dwayne Wiley nearly gets caught in possession by Isaac Fletcher, and that was a worrisome moment for the captain. Glenn Taylor looks to break through here. He's kept himself on side, but Jake Askew, what a save. Again, a bit of a miscommunication at the back. Alfreton seemed to have thought that Glenn Taylor was offside because there were two other players, I want to say it was Ramshaw and Fletcher, that were offside, but Glenn Taylor kept himself on. Nathan Newell followed him into the area, and Glenn Taylor's left-footed shot, the second time he's broken into the box on the counter this afternoon, but Jake Askew equal to it. Great save from the backup goalkeeper for Alfreton. He's turned it away for a corner. Spennymoor have the delivery taken by Dolan towards the near post, and the flick on, not far wide at all. Just wide of the far post. I think it was Ledger that got onto it. Spennymoor, are we seeing the pendulum shift now and the momentum with the away side against the 10 men of the Reds?
Well, it was only the last time we were at the Impact Arena and we saw a red card on what the side being down to 10 men cause, which was a really very, very easy routine victory for South Shields after that, where they kind of just cruised through the rest of the game, just knocking the ball around, using that extra space. I don't think Spennymoor are going to be able to do that as well. I think South Shields are one of the better footballing sides in the entire division, but with the conditions of today as well, they're going to really struggle to do that.
Well, Jake Askew lines up this goal kick and sends it long. He gets power through it up towards Jake Day. Goes beyond him, actually. Nathan Newell picking it up inside his own half, looking to clip it back forward. Lewis Salmon giving chase. Oh, and it is out for a corner. Spennymoor fans and the players claiming that that was played off of Salmon for a goal kick, but the referee disagrees, sticks with his decision. It will be a corner on that far side for Alfreton. You'd imagine it'll be Fuster to take. Claxton was not on set-piece duty for long.
Yeah, no surprise there, because they were two of the worst balls into the box I've ever seen.
Well, Alfreton line up the corner with Billy Fuster for the right-footed delivery. Liam Waldock and Cantrell on the edge. Fuster drills it straight out for a goal
Put him
kick.
back on him.
Maybe Claxton needs to get back on those set pieces, because that one, worse than the previous two deliveries we saw from Josh Claxton. And this game really not giving us too much in the way of deliveries from corners on that far side, but I think we've mentioned it many a time that the wind most definitely playing a part at the moment. And Brad James's goal kick sent up towards Glenn Taylor, who flicks it on and wins a throw for Spennymoor in an advanced position. Isaac Fletcher drops the ball back for Staunton. Goes into the feet of Ramshaw. Now Fletcher goes back to Staunton. A nice little triangle from Spennymoor as the cross towards the back post. If that was a little bit closer to the front man, Glenn Taylor, that could have been ending up in the back of the net. But thankfully for the Reds, that one strays out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly tough for Alfreton now. We're coming up to the halfway point of the second half, and they're down to 10 men against the wind in this second half, which is I mean, I'm looking at the trees, I'm looking at the corner flags, the linesman's flags. It is a heavy, heavy wind that they're going to be playing against. I mean, I walked to the ground. I'd forgot the commentary room walking back to the ground with it, and I nearly blew down the hill because it was so windy.
Well, Jake Askew lines up this goal kick, see if he can beat the wind. The ball's rolled away from him just as he's gone to kick it. The referee coming over to talk to him. I think he will have known, as well as anybody, that that was not deliberate from Jake Askew. The ball's literally rolled away from his foot as he's gone to take it. Gets a second chance.
Nearly slips, but it's a fantastic kick.
One of the better ones we've seen against the wind so far. Clacky trying to keep it alive and knock it forward. Salmon tries to find the feet of Fewster, but...
That was better than his kicks into the wind.
It was, somehow. Spennymoor make the interception, straight out for an Alfreton throw.
Well, there's not been too many chances in this second half. We think looked back to the first half where it was kind of onslaught of pressure by Alfreton, but chances galore for Spennymoor on the counter-attack because they had 3 or 4 really, really good chances. In this second half, it's not been too entertaining in terms of a neutral perspective, but if you're a Spennymoor fan now, you'll fancy your chances as they look to break away there. That would have been nice if they'd have broke. Well, not wouldn't have been nice, but you know what I mean. It would have been
Would have been a good little segue.
Yeah.
Glenn Taylor thought he might have found himself in behind just for a moment, but that one ran straight through to Jake Askew. He found his path out to Nathan Newell. Wins the throw off of Ramshaw. And we're seeing the Spennymoor coaching staff communicate with their manager Graham Lee, who's currently serving a touchline ban.
That no one knew about.
No, I was going to say,
bro, you could have just been there. No one would have known.
Saw him rocking up with his AirPod in.
Yeah, he doesn't have an AirPod in now. They are just shouting at him.
Yeah, I think they've abandoned that advanced tactic a while ago, and they are just shouting at him down the terrace. Gone old school. Spennymoor have themselves a free kick deep inside their own half off the back of that throw. Went down the line. And eventually the visitors have a set piece. Driven forwards towards Fletcher. Tries to knock it inside for Glenn Taylor on the edge of the area. Lays it back to Fletcher, who's shot. Blocked by Max Hunt.
Man of the match.
Comes back out to Staunton though on the left. Goes back inside to Fletcher. Staunton again. Up against Fewster. Back to Shrimpton, who he has in support. Fletcher tries to knock it round the corner, but Max Hunt makes the interception once again. Will drop for Ramshaw though on the edge. Lewis Salmon tracks back from out of nowhere to make the challenge. And eventually Fewster just hooks that one clear to bide Alfreton some time.
Yeah, well, the onslaught starts from Spennymoor. Can we weather the storm?
Max Hunt putting in another challenge on Glenn Taylor, who thinks he was fouled. Referee disagrees. And I think your shout for Max Hunt to be man of the match about 5 minutes into the game is looking ever more likely if Alfreton can keep things tight and neat at the back.
I know football, mate. It was an early shout.
It was, but it looks to be coming true. I mean, there's been countless passes that he's intercepted, and that goes without sort of mentioning his obvious aerial prowess. But Spennymoor looked to break through Fletcher, the top scorer. Gets towards the edge of the box. Dwayne Wiley puts the challenge in and puts him on the ground. Spennymoor still do have the ball, though, inside the area, and it rolls straight out for a goal kick. Glenn Taylor not happy with Fletcher that he wasn't played in on the left-hand side. Fletcher went alone onto his right foot, trying to add to his tally of 10 for the season. But saw his effort blocked by Dwayne Wiley, and eventually the ball trickling out for an Alfreton Town goal kick for Jake Askew to take.
Strong challenge from Dwayne Wiley.
Yeah, a man who we thought may not be able to continue in the first half, but as you mentioned, he looked like they might try and nurse him to half-time, which they did, and has obviously received some sort of treatment across that 15-minute break, and he looks fine. We've not seen him hobbling at all in the second half, so fingers crossed that's all solved. He's up against Ramshaw here, whose shot trickles wide out for a goal kick. Snapped at it from outside the area. Dwayne Wiley got across. Ramshaw tried to sort of go back across goal towards the corner of Jake Askew's net, but didn't get the connection he desired whatsoever.
Yeah, well,
out for another goal kick.
Time ticks on. We're on about the 70-minute mark, probably. It's going to be a very, very interesting end to this game, especially from a Spennymoor perspective, because they are going to be coming, and this is going to be the harshest yellow card for time wasting ever.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Jake Askew given a booking for the second time he's tried to take a goal kick. The ball has rolled away from the spot that he wanted to take it from, and the referee has immediately gone over to book him as he moved the ball, because obviously you can't take the goal kick from outside the 6-yard box. So in adhering to the rules, Jake Askew has seen himself cautioned and gotten his name into the book for the first yellow card, I think, of the afternoon. Not the first card, because you've seen Adam Lund sent off, but I can't recall another yellow card.
Yeah, well, the referee's got his decisions right on the whole, I mean, on the pitch. But his decision to send off Adam Lund, obviously, I'm sure we'll hear more about Billy from that on full time, and he'll make his full feelings known. And I imagine they won't be positive towards the referee, because it sounds like it was, you know, you're on a football pitch, you've grabbed someone's shirt and has gone, don't grab my shirt, mate. And he's gone, well, hang on a minute, get off.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that yellow card, I mean, it's almost like, I let him off the first time, but it's going to happen. We are in gale force winds.
Yeah.
And the ball is going to roll before the keeper can take the dead ball.
There's got to be
5 times out of 10.
Applied. Got to be some common sense applied from the referee. Jake Askew lines up this free kick. Thankfully, is able to take it before it rolls away from him.
But it nearly comes back to him.
Straight into the midfield area, and Spennymoor managed to get the ball on the floor. I think we'll be seeing that a little bit more in the closing stages here, obviously, as they have the numerical advantage. And Jake Askew faking to clear that one just to see it run out for a goal kick, and here we go. He's going to line this one up, and fingers crossed the referee doesn't send him off for a second yellow.
For a second roll.
A second roll. Alfreton Town, no goalkeeper named on the bench. Obviously, George Willis.
Get me on.
Not fit for this one. Yeah, if we can get Matty as an emergency keeper. Just staring at the ball. Jake Askew takes this one before it can roll away. And that one, oh my gosh,
it's
that
coming back.
Literally comes straight back into the box. And he's picked it up. A few cries for a back pass from the Spennymoor coaching staff, but the referee uninterested in that one. Jake Askew tosses that one out to Nathan Newell. Tries to find Jake Day in the front line. He looks to flick it on towards Lewis Salmon, but Dolan gets there just ahead of him. Puts it around the corner for Dyson, whose clearance taken up by the wind and straight out for a throw. That goal kick, by the way, is the most mental thing I've ever seen. It's literally landed back in his box.
I'm counting this down now. 15 left to go before the end of this match, or what will be straight penalties. There's no extra time in this FA Trophy third round tie.
We are seeing Billy Whitehouse sent out to warm up. Possibly the first change that Alfreton will look to make in this game. Just towards the end, some fresh legs in the attack, and potentially with a shootout in mind as well, of course.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if they had Perrott out as well to warm up with Lundy going off. There is actually an Alfreton player getting stripped up right now. I think it's Moyo.
Yeah, I think you are right. Well, Jake Askew taking that ball down inside his own area.
Best not be Jed Arby, because that won't be a good look.
No, it could be, but
please be David. No. I know the difference.
Jake Askew now eventually does pick the ball up as he's pressured by Glenn Taylor. He brings it over to the side of his box and rolls it out for himself. Tries to find Jake Day in that attack. Header won by Dolan.
Well done,
Cantrell stepping in to try and win it from Ramshaw, but Spennymoor kept possession momentarily, but Salmon steals it, and Alfreton can break now down the left-hand side. Eventually, Salmon dispossessed by Dyson. Clearance goes all the way back to Wiley on the halfway line. He tries the diagonal ball on his left foot over towards Claxton. Tries to nod it round the corner for Fewster, but Staunton's there to pick that one up and find Fletcher on the wing. George Cantrell does his best to challenge him for it, but the referee awards a free kick to Spennymoor for that one after a few shouts for handball on Isaac Fletcher. Fletcher now gets it back, sends a bobbling pass back to his midfield partner, Finlay Shrimpton. Ball now back with Dolan. Spennymoor playing the ball across their back line. Dyson on that far side. Use it to Ledger, back to Dolan. He now carries it over to the left, striding forward. He's got Beals behind him who he has to eventually go to. Cuts inside away from Jake Day. Ledger again. He tries to clip that one down the line for the overlapping Dyson, and Staunton audibly displeased with that one as he was here on the far side from where that ball ended up being, and he wanted that pass play to him, but it wasn't. Straight out for an Alfreton throw, which Cantrell will head over to take. And as we edge closer to the closing minutes of this game, about 10 to go, and we are seeing David Moyo sent out to warm up, thank God. Cantrell's throw straight down the line, headed back forward by Dyson into the feet of Ramshaw. He pokes it out to Staunton, and he left it for Beals, and I think it's because it's hit the referee. That one looks so unusual, but the referee's blown up immediately to drop the ball back for Spennymoor. Keep the ball in their possession as that's who it was with when the ball hit him. Oh, and it's a sloppy pass from Ben Beals, but he's bailed out by Billy Fuster, who tried to make the interception and pass it first time, but it rolled straight out. Max Hunt does enough to stop Glenn Taylor from getting onto the end of the throw.
He did more than enough. I thought he was going to give away a free kick.
So did I, but Spennymoor have the ball on the right-hand side now. Ollie Dyson's delivery towards Taylor, headed away powerfully by Hunt. Out to Ross, though. Gives it back to Dyson. Tries to knock it beyond Nathan Yule, but he's wise to that. Clears it down the line. Stays in play just about as Ross knocks it back to Ledger. Shifts it across to Dolan now inside the centre circle. Back on the halfway line. Beals drops it in again for Shrimpton. Now Ross. Across onto the far side for Dyson. Ross again. Spennymoor happy to maintain possession at the back against the 10 men of Alfreton. Ben Beals goes into the feet of Fletcher. He's dropping in from that attack. Ball back with Shrimpton now. Still inside the centre circle, but edging slightly further forward. Ball forced back with Beals. He looks to carry it. Tries to find the feet of Glenn Taylor. Laid off to the edge of the box for Fletcher, whose shot is blocked. Lewis Salmon picks it up just to try and give Alfreton a breather as Nathan Yule clears it into the feet of Waldock, who's got time. Lays it out to Billy Fuster.
Oh,
gets the nutmeg on Rhys Staunton as he brings it inside. He had nothing else on. He had to do that. That was excellent from Fuster as he carries it inside towards the centre circle. Now lays it off for Nathan Newell on the far side. Goes back to Fuster, who strayed over to the left.
Moyo's going to come on momentarily, probably the next time it goes out.
Turns his man again towards Nathan Newell. He tries to win the throw. Fuster tries to do the same. And I think the referee has gambled.
I think he's got it right, to be honest.
It looked like it played it off of Fuster, if anything. But the referee hesitated before giving that throw. Billy Heath wants the fourth official to tell the referee that there's a sub ready. And Billy Heath eventually gets his wish. David Moyo ready to be introduced in place of the number 9, Jake Day. Two former Spennymoor players. Jake Day withdrawn for David Moyo, who will have about 10 minutes to make an impact on this game. David Moyo is going to have a lot of running to do, I'd imagine. Just running those channels, winning those headers, getting the flick-ons as the clock ticks down towards the penalty shootout. Yeah,
well, wingers are going to have to... Well, they're going to be forced to get back, aren't they?
Yeah.
With this onslaught, 10 minutes, Spennymoor won't want to roll the dice on penalties when they've got the one-man advantage.
Ball switched over to
Love
Staunton.
that, Billy.
And a strong challenge from Fuster. Spennymoor do maintain possession, though. As Ross tries to play it into Ramshaw. Cantrell steps up to intercept, but Ramshaw wins it back off of him. Tries to break forward into Glenn Taylor. The captain lays it back off for Ramshaw. Gets it past Wayne Wiley, but Max Hunt steps up to make the interception. How many times have we said that this afternoon? Spennymoor now with the ball back with their back line. Shifted over to Ben Beals on the halfway. Coming across on the left-hand side now, he's got Staunton out wide, who he goes to. Tries to get beyond Fuster, and that's a textbook foul. Billy Fuster putting Staunton on the ground.
Textbook, it was more like a spear from WWE. He's hit him like edge.
Yeah, I was going to say, we give him the benefit of the doubt. But,
is that the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good tactical
professional foul, yeah. Billy Fuster eventually ordered to step back by the referee, and he will be that one-man wall for the Reds. Spennymoor now are readying some changes of their own to respond to that David Moyo substitution. Spennymoor will have this free kick to take first, though. It's Dyson, right-footed delivery in towards...
What a save, Jake Askew!
But Jake Askew flies across the face of his goal to tip that one round the corner and keep his team in it.
Billy Heath, are you watching?
That is an unbelievable stop from Jake Askew, who, ever since he's come into the team, is probably making a case now to get in ahead of George Willis, who's had a few shaky moments when he's come back into the side. But this delivery from Fletcher on the right-hand side goes straight out for a goal kick. It was Dyson with the delivery, sorry. But Spennymoor now will make their first change.
Askew's appearance fee must be through the roof, though. They can't afford to keep starting him.
Well, Aidan Rutledge, the first change for Spennymoor, recently loaned in from Gateshead in the Vanarama National League. We'll see who he's going to replace. I think that is the number 27, Finlay Shrimpton.
Yeah, he didn't get much game time on my FM save, did Aidan?
Well, the referee's, the fourth official, sorry, he's got the board the wrong way round, but we get the gist. He's got the numbers right. Aidan Rutledge introduced in response to that David Moyo substitution as the PA system was broken.
Well, I think we've got the gist. I don't think Bill's got the gist.
No, Bill's struggling with that one. Well, he's trying his best, but not much is coming out of that tunnel at the moment. Dwayne Wiley turns on it to clear it forward up towards David Moyo to get his first introduction to the game. Doesn't quite win the header, though. Dyson brings it infield, looks to switch it over to Isaac Fletcher. Claxton beats him to it with his head. He tries to knock it round the corner for Fuster, but too much on that for the winger to reach. Ball now back with Dolan inside the Spennymoor half. Still goalless here. Alfreton Town hanging on with that 10 men. Those 10 men after we saw Adam Lund dismissed at the start of the second half. Straight red card for the number 4. And Matty Dolan carrying the ball forward just across the halfway line, looking to find the feet of Glenn Taylor, who holds off Max Hunt. Tries to play it through for Rutledge, the substitute, but the linesman's flag's gone up already, and he's offside.
That's why he didn't get any game time.
Rutledge unable to hold his run, but we are seeing Jed Abbey now called back to the bench by Solly.
It's quite the turn of pace, that.
Is that going to be Alfreton's second change of the afternoon? Probably. I think, as you said, we're seeing the wingers having to track back now constantly. It's probably going to be some use, just having some fresh legs to carry themselves back, get numbers back, and obviously with the shootout in mind as well. Well, Jake Askew taking that free kick. Wynn gets underneath it. It's gone backwards again. George Cantrell turns it forward towards Moyo. Tries to knock it out wide to Fuster, but he doesn't get his pass right. Staunton carrying it forward for Spennymoor now. Max Hunt with a little back heel clearance. He has to improvise, but it drops from Ramshaw on the edge. And it's a great effort from the number 10, but an even better save from Jake Askew.
Jake Askew, I'm getting all hot and bothered.
Flying across his goal once again to deny Spennymoor a goal to break the deadlock. I mean, he's playing out of his skin at the moment. Jake Askew take a bow.
He's trying to make me look like a mug. That's what he's doing. He wants to take that Max Hunt man of the match.
Well, he's certainly going to have his name thrown into the hat. Obviously, things may change depending on the final few minutes of this game, but we are going to see a second change for the Reds. Jed Abbey ready to be introduced. We'll bring you confirmation of who that is for very shortly. I think it's going to be Lewis Salmon who's making his way off. Lewis Salmon now withdrawn, makes his way off in place of Jed Abbey, who scored a late winner in the midweek game in the County Cup against Staveley Miners Welfare. 8 goals for him this season. Alfreton's top scorer. The majority of those come in right at the start of the campaign when he had an electric run scoring 5 and 6. Spennymoor, Matty Dolan's corner in towards the front post. It's almost cleared by the Spennymoor man at the front post, and Ramshaw keeps it alive though. Back to Dyson, clips it into the area with his right foot towards Fletcher. And Jake Askew makes the claim and drops on the ball. Gives Alfreton some time to regroup.
Less than 5 to go. We should see the board getting readied in the next kind of 3 or 4 minutes for the end of this game, and what should hopefully be an entertaining penalty shootout, because I don't think we're going to be the team to nick a late winner if there is one.
Well, only time will tell. Jake Askew sends that one long, aimed at Moyo, but Spennymoor do win it back. Glenn Taylor trying to flick it around the corner for Fletcher, but Liam Waldock picks it up in the midfield, lays it off to Newell. Tries to find Moyo, but Ben Beale steps up to make the interception, skips past Liam Waldock, and he carries it all the way forward, tries to prod it through for Rutledge, the substitute.
Wins the free kick.
But wins the free kick off of Dwayne Wiley. He flew over, playing the pass. Spennymoor with a late opportunity here to potentially win the tie.
Not with a walling goal.
Send themselves through to the next round, but they've got some task in beating Jake Askew today.
It reminds me of when we played Spennymoor at their ground last season, where their goalkeeper was absolutely unstoppable in the first half, and they went on to win that game when they could have been 3 or 4 down in the first.
Well, it is going to be Matthew Dolan standing over it, their set-piece specialist. And he takes the shot.
Oh my
spectacular!
word!
Matty Dolan finds the top corner to beat Jake Askew. It was going to have to be some effort to beat the goalkeeper for Alfreton today, and it absolutely was. Matty Dolan bends it right into the top corner, gets it up and over the wall. The Spennymoor fans in that tin shed going absolutely berserk, and has that placed them in the 4th round of the FA Trophy. Alfreton not been there for 3 years now, but it looks to be that it's going to stay that way. Alfreton Town now with 10 men have got a mountain to climb, and they've got to climb it quickly.
You'd have fancied Jake Askew to save 2 or 3 penalties as well, the way he's been playing, but that was special. We've witnessed something special, and we're going to be beaten by something special.
Yeah, I mean, it's some effort. That is some way to win the game. But Alfreton Town do take kick-off. Billy Fewster lays it back to Max Hunt, who looks to go direct towards Moyo. It's going to have to be everything forward for the Reds now. Kitchen sink is going to be thrown. Isaac Fletcher picking it up on the left-hand side for Spennymoor. Goes back to the goal scorer, Dolan. Fletcher looks to hook it around the corner on his right foot, but that's going to run straight through for Jake Askew. Lets it run for a goal kick. Just looking to see if there's anybody out warming up for the Reds as a last roll of the dice.
I don't think they'll waste time making a change at this point.
I was going to say, they're probably just going to opt for keeping the numbers on the pitch, save those 30 seconds, and just play for the final few minutes and whatever added time we do see given, and just gamble on finding an equaliser. Jake Askew's goal kick, won by Liam Waldock. Moyo can't quite reach it. Sent forward by Spennymoor. Max Hunt miscues his clearance, and it comes into the press area. Bounces back onto the pitch. Spennymoor will be in no rush to take this throw in though. Staunton comes over to pick it up, saying that he wants his men down on that flank. Forward it goes towards Taylor. Hunt beats him to it. Waldock trying to make something of it at the back. Does win his side a throw. Good work from the number 10. Claxton now preparing the throw in. Jake Askew provides himself as the short option, but Claxton goes down the line towards Moyo. Does get his head to it. Back inside the midfield though. Ramshaw trying to carry it forward for Spennymoor. Over to the right flank. George Cantrell puts in a challenge. And out it rolls for a Spennymoor throw.
Well, we should be seeing the board go up, but the fourth official doesn't seem to be in any rush.
No. Ford's going to put the board up now. He's
5
telling
minutes.
The Spennymoor coaching staff that can't quite believe we're going to see 5 minutes added. And I think the linesman's correctly told them that the red card and the scuffle took up a good chunk of time, and that they shouldn't be too displeased, because on the balance of things, that red card has seen them play against 10 men, and now they lead. But judging by that conversation, Alfreton Town are going to have just over 5 minutes to save their FA Trophy campaign. Liam Waldock lays it back to Max Hunt just beyond the centre circle. Looks to clip it forward towards Moyo. It's won by Beals at the back. Waldock tries to head it back forward. Dolan clears. Max Hunt chests it down inside the centre circle again. Left-footed clip pass over towards Abbey. Doesn't quite get the direction on it that he would have desired. Fletcher chests that one down and Wiley dives in on him, commits the foul. And Spennymoor are going to be absolutely happy with that one. Going to relish every opportunity they can to run the clock. And you can't blame them at all because they've had to stand firm. Even against the 10 men of Alfreton, they've been resilient. And they've found themselves in front. And there is the confirmation. The fourth officials board is raised for 5 minutes of added time. And Alfreton Town are going to have to find something, and they're going to have to find it quickly if they want to level the score in here and take this one to a shootout. Staunton picking the ball up from the free kick, dispossessed by Fewster. Beals slides in to make the challenge. And he knocks it back forward. Max Hunt going to have to head it forward away, and he does. The wind, though, making sure it doesn't go that far. Glenn Taylor trying to bring it down inside the box, and his shot fell to Rutledge in the end. The substitute, and his effort just wide of the post. That was a chance to kill the game for Spennymoor and confirm their spot in the hat for the fourth round draw. But as it stands,
why got no game time?
Spennymoor still alive, Alfreton Town, sorry, still alive here into the closing stages. Jake Askew's goal kick collected by the wind and spins backwards. George Cantrell diving in on Ramshaw, but the Spennymoor man keeps possession. Wiley coming across to put her foot in now. Ramshaw's done really well to maintain the ball. Goes back to Dyson, tries to play it forward into Rutledge. Ledger knocks it back across for Dolan. Slightly mishit, but nothing the midfielder can't deal with. Beals goes back to Ledger. Into the chest of Rutledge, who's took it down on his thigh. Tried to turn it around the corner, and it's out for an Alfreton throw. Probably around 3 minutes to go now. And Alfreton Town look like they're heading out of the FA Trophy thanks to a spectacular Matty Dolan free kick right into the top corner. It's going to take something special to beat Jake Askew today, and Dolan provided just that. One of the best free kicks we've seen down at the Impact.
Maybe the only one we've seen.
Max Hunt's clearance now at the feet of Waldock. Nathan Newell just looking to drive it forward into a forward area. It's cleared away by Spennymoor. Max Hunt brings it down at the back. And it rolls out for a Spennymoor throw, unable to keep it in. Max Hunt, a man that's been so solid this afternoon. He's going to be gutted to not come away with a clean sheet, and he's earned one really himself. He's been on the end of absolutely every loose ball, mopping things up all over the place. But even for his spectacular performance, it's not to be enough, as Alfreton Town find themselves a goal behind going into the last minute or so of this FA Trophy third round tie. Spennymoor look to carry the ball into the box. It's Rutledge.
I don't think he's going to be another chance.
He's opted to go back into the corner. Ball now at the feet of Dyson. Pirouettes on it, and it's out for an Alfreton Town goal kick. And if there is going to be one more chance, it's going to be now. Jake Askew does his best to set up his goal kick as quick as he can. Don't think he's going to be too bothered if the wind makes the ball move a little bit this time. He's just got to get it forward. And there it is, one of the better goal kicks we've seen in the wind. David Moyo does get his head to it, but it bounces out for a Spennymoor throw. And you'd imagine that's going to be all she wrote, and that's going to be the end of Alfreton's FA Trophy campaign this season. Failing to make the fourth round, for the third year running, and Spennymoor winning the game 1-0. The third time that these sides have met and the game's ended 1-0 this season at the Impact.
I'm just laughing at their sitting manager is getting pelters from the Alfreton fans behind him. It's getting absolutely tortured.
Well, Spennymoor have themselves another throw-in off the back of that first one. Taken forwards towards Taylor. Knocked out for another Spennymoor throw. And they're just going to run the clock now, and you can't blame them. Probably being the better side on the balance of play. And you can talk about the momentum shift from Adam Lund's red card. But as things stand, Spennymoor are going to find themselves in the hat for the next round draw in the FA Trophy. They've got themselves a late free kick right in the corner And I don't think that free kick's going to be going any further. The referee may as well blow his whistle because the Spennymoor players are just going to knock it short by the corner flag. Spennymoor coaching staff asking, does any more minutes? And the fourth official making sure that they know that the time being wasted in the corner is going to be added on. So he reckons about 45 seconds or a minute could possibly still be to play. And Spennymoor now eventually do take the free kick. Rutledge just trying to hold it up in the corner, and I think he's won a corner. Might have bounced out for a throw, but I think the outcome's going to be exactly the same either way. It's going to be played short. And there is the full-time whistle. Spennymoor find themselves through into the fourth round of the FA Trophy. Alfreton Town knocked out thanks to that spectacular Matty Dolan free kick. Jake Askew beaten by something brilliant, and it was going to take something brilliant to beat him today. Dolan provided exactly that, but Alfreton Town bow out of the FA Trophy after progressing through the second round against Needham Market, failed to beat Spennymoor, and it's now 2 1-0 defeats in a row against Spennymoor at the Impact this season.
Well, we won the one that matters, so hold that, Spennymoor. We won the FA Cup.
Well, there we go. Spennymoor run out 1-0 winners here at the Impact. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We will catch you on Tuesday night for Marine at home.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you then.